couple weeks ago, some guy was chasing me outside of my house, like talking to me while I was walking my dog.
Why?
He crosses the street and he's like, "Your dog's making so much noise." Yeah, he might be a little crazy. Like, I see those ears. He's like, "You don't think I can take you?" And I was like, "Oh, dude."
And Nick dropped to the floor, started butt scooting.
And I was like, "Oh yeah? You want some of this?"
Have you ever been into a fight? In a fight?
Yeah, I stopped the mugging.
No
Really?
way.
Stop, doors open, kid grabs both their phones and takes off. And these ladies just start screaming. Like instantly, I'm like, I think this is what I gotta do. Gah, Superman.
Basically, where you normalize a situation so your brain can't process what's happening. So when this person was getting their stolen, I was just watching it. And then after they left, I went, "Stop!" But they were gone.
40 minutes later.
It's nighttime.
Welcome back to the Casuals, everybody. We are an MMA combat sports show hosted by casuals that don't know anything at all. My name is Gilbert. That guy there with the gyoizas is Nick Dunn. Doesn't know how to put a headset on. And this fine gentleman here in all black, looking sexy, that is David So, everybody.
Hello, everybody. My name is David Sosa, #1 Korea kickboxer in all over the Jesus Christ.
Speaking of Jesus Christ, tell us about Halloween's for you as a child.
Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, Korean people out there and also black folk, we all know about this night called Hallelujah Night. For you guys who don't know, Halloween is for sinners and all of you are going to hell.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, in your face.
Yeah, don't celebrate it.
But I went to Hallelujah Night where on Halloween we would go to church and they would pass out candy there and we will learn about God and why everybody else is going to burn in the fires of hell.
Spooky.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was great. We got better candy than everybody else. And plus,
Why is it better?
Because I didn't have to walk. I was so fat.
It's just the whole
one
time.
place.
It's like every station to get candy is just communion.
Yeah. Communion bread.
Hey, this is the same fucking flavor, man.
No.
Wafer. Hallelujah.
How do I celebrate Hallelujah Night as an adult? Like, what do I got to do? I want in on
We
the
could
action.
do Hallelujah Nights. It's Halloween today, isn't it?
Yeah.
We
You know,
could do
we
a
should,
Halloween.
we should celebrate.
What's
Halloween.
like,
we
how
should
do we
invite
do
all
this?
our friends.
And you could only dress up as biblical characters. I'm gonna be the whore.
I'll be a leper, dude.
Not
I'll
the
be a
whore
leper.
from Samaria.
I'm gonna be a sodomite. I'm just fucking people in the ass.
Welcome to Universal's Hallelujah Night. You just see David popping out.
Like a Power Ranger character. Sodomite.
Wow, dude, what a colorful life this guy had. I feel
Yeah,
like,
man.
Did you ever get any altercations as a youthful person?
Yeah, I got in like a couple fights, but nothing notable.
You didn't. But I feel like you didn't. You weren't the aggressor. People forced you, I bet.
Yeah, because I was a pussy. I still am. I was a little puss, dude.
David beat
Pussies
David
all the
to
way.
it.
You know what I mean? Hey, did I tell you a couple weeks ago, some guy was chasing me outside of my house, like talking shit to me while I was walking my dog?
Why?
Do tell. Go ahead. Paint.
So
the
I'm walking my dog, and this dude starts talking shit to me from across the street. And he just like he's just like, "Shut your fucking dog up." And I'm like, "All right, bro, chill."
The little pugs.
Yeah, I was like, "Relax, bro." He crosses the street and he's like, "Your dog's making so much fucking noise." And I was like, honestly, bro, you're coming at me right now. My dog's barking at you because you're being real hostile.
And you're chill still, or are you doing
I
the
was
Nick
like,
thing
no,
where you're kind of like,
I'm being chill because I was like, this fucking guy.
He might be.
Yeah, he might be a little crazy. And then he's like, "I see those ears." He's like, "You don't think I can take you?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, dude."
that's why, man.
And then
he's like-
fucking Nick dropped to the floor, started butt scooting.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, you want some of this? I'll wrap you up like a fucking pretzel." Dude. And then he goes, "A fucking pretzel." And then he goes, "I weighed in this morning. I'm 155 pounds." He goes, "What are you? What are you, like 180, 165?" He's like,
260.
"I can still take you." And I was like, "I bet you could, dude." He's like, "Yeah, that's what I said." He's like saying things like that to me the whole time.
What?
He's crazy.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's a
And
crazy.
he's
But
walking.
was he homeless?
I think he was drunk.
Mm.
So he's walking up and down the street while I'm trying to walk my dog. He's like, "I could take you. I could take you." I was like, "I'll see you on the mats, homie. I'll see you on the mats." And I was like, "Oh my god."
That's a crazy. You can't do anything with the crazy.
And then he calls me. And I try to ignore him. This is the final straw. I'm walking back to my house, and he goes, "Yeah, why don't you go back to your house to your boyfriend, you F word."
He called you a fun guy?
He called me a fun guy.
Wow, dude.
And I was like, you know what? I am a fun guy.
Yeah. Hey, fun guy.
But I turned around and I was trying not to say anything, but it made me laugh. And I looked over and I was like, "Bro, you're drunk, huh?" And he goes, And this is while we're yelling at each other from across the street. And he goes, actually, I'm completely sober. I'm completely sober, actually. He's saying that to me. And then he just keeps following me. He keeps calling my house a F-word house. A bundle of sticks house.
Can I just say something? This guy was roasting the fuck out of you.
Low key, low key.
Hey, low key about your house. I know Tiff does the interior design, so I understand.
He was
why
dunking on me,
that.
dog, and I was kind of mad because I had nothing to say. And at one point, it got so bad where I was like, you keep bugging me, I'm gonna call the cops. I did say that to him.
Dude, I commend you because there are so many things you could have done to him, but you chose the higher path.
Can I say something though?
Yeah.
High path.
He was talking so much shit to me about how he can kick my ass. I actually believed for a second he could kick my fucking ass.
Damn, he's already rent free in you?
He was rent free, bro.
Dude, I still can't believe he just fucking did a drive-by getting on you.
He just your house don't look like a house.
Yeah. Bro, he was dunking on me so hard, and I had no comebacks, and I was like, dude, I de-escalate.
Okay, so times like that, understand, jiu-jitsu, martial arts.
Yeah.
You've been to therapy. Does a part of you want to go like, let me a little, even just a control position, just to be like, yo, calm the fuck down.
Of course, like there's a part of you that wants to do that, but you know it's a fucking zero-sum game.
Also, too, it's
and
like,
you never know these days, bro.
he might have a knife.
Yeah, that's what I was really worried about.
Also, too, he didn't swing on you, so there's no real imminent danger at that point.
He kept trying to walk up to me, and I was like, all right, bro, you better fucking get out of here, dude. And I knew he was all talk, but he was shaped like Mike Wazowski, right? Like he had skinny little arms. He had a big old fucking gut, and he was like 150 pounds. And he looks like he sleeps on his couch for a living. That's what he looked like. He just looked like a fucking
There it is.
loser.
There it's coming
you know
out.
What I mean?
There it is.
And I was like, dude, I kind of wanted to call him some names, but I was like, nah, this is not good.
I should have said that. Have you seen Monsters Inc.? That's you.
Yeah, you look like Mike Wazowski. And he's like, okay.
I feel like once you get
Bad
older,
diss.
you have so much more to lose. It's like, what's the point
yeah.
of this? Unless you're like, they're actually attacking you.
Yeah.
Or you feel real imminent danger, there's so much to lose. Like if you get hurt, then Tiff has to worry about you.
Exactly.
It's just,
and the
so
other
much.
thing though too was like, what's the point of having cauliflower ears? Like I thought this shit was supposed to be a deterrent. And this dude is just dunking on me. He just fucking shitting on me even harder.
No, dude, he's a fucking black belt too. You
yeah,
he was ready.
The way he was talking, I was like, this guy is world champ. He's fucking
The reveal.
He's
with
Gordon
Sean
Ryan.
Strickland.
Have you ever been into a fight? Besides with your sister?
I bet. Yeah,
I stopped the mugging.
No
Really?
way.
Stopped the mugging.
That's amazing.
So this was
fucking
in
tight.
Chicago. How old was I? Probably 22 years old. There's something called the Brown Line. I missed my stop, and it kept going after getting groceries. And in Chicago, when you're on the L, it's like the subway, right? Typically, what people will do to try to steal people's phones or stuff is they'll stand right next to the doors. And as soon as the doors open for the next stop, if you're on your phone, take the phone, run. And they try to run. Basically, they just try to leave as soon as the doors open. So I'm sitting there with my groceries, two white women right at the edge of the of the train stop, in the train right next to the door. Doors open. Kid grabs both their phones and takes off. And these ladies
2 for 1. That's nice.
And these ladies just start screaming like, "What do we do?" And like instantly, I'm like, I think this is what I gotta do. So I drop my grocery stores. God, Superman! And I started chasing this guy.
Whoa.
So I started chasing him. He goes around to the other side of the platform, so he's jumping turnstiles. I start doing it. I'll be honest, felt a little bit
Hardcore,
like,
baby. That's pretty cool.
Felt a little bit like Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
You're Tony Jaa, dude.
Chan.
You're doing splits under the turnstiles.
And so I think at this point, I'm kind of just like, I'm still very aware of what's happening. I'm gonna chase this guy. I'm gonna get him. Run around to the other turnstop. On the other side, he sees a security guard. Security guard takes a taser out and starts doing the zzz.
Yeah,
This dude's overweight. He ain't gonna do anything. He's scared. So the kid's like trying to juke him out. Then I come up from the other side. I start chasing. The first thing I think of is you just gotta just tackle him. So I jump and I do a flying knee, and I just fall on top of him.
That's
and then we
tight.
start scrambling. At this point, obviously no jiu-jitsu training, so everything is based off UFC. Just watching UFC. So we're scrambling, and I finally get the upper hand on him, and I get him his stomach to the ground. And I basically just put him in a rear naked. From
Whoa,
what
you
I
took
don't-
his back.
I took his back. I don't know if I was doing it right, but all I was doing is
You drive your hip.
wait. I locked my my legs under him. I guess the
Nice.
gay hooks.
That's the hooks.
The
The
gay
hooks,
hooks.
dude.
And then I just held him there. I didn't choke him because I know how to do it. So I was
Drive
just,
your hips into
and
him?
I just remember being like blacked out, just being like, "What the fuck, man? I don't want to do this. What the fuck, man? I don't want to do this. Just stop moving. Stop moving. I will choke you the fuck out." I know how to choke him out, but I was just screaming so the kid would just stop. But then the ladies catch up, and here's where it felt a little weird. I would say he's probably like 18. I'm probably like 4 years older than him. So I'm like, okay, troubled kid. He's a black kid. And I'm on him. These two white ladies come up, and then they start to say some things to him.
Oh, no.
Racial
I'm going to
things?
just say...
They just started choking the lady down.
Start beating their
Hey,
ass.
shut the fuck up. I don't want to choke you out, lady.
Too racist.
Too racist. Take it down a notch. So they start saying some things, and part of me is like, oh, this is so uncomfortable. 'Cause I'm
Give
on
us
this,
a description of what they were saying.
It was just like...
So we know the level of...
Look, they had their phone stolen. They caught up. They're like, you shouldn't be doing that. My God, like, this is why people like you have a bad name. It was more like alluding to it. They didn't say anything, but it was like, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to choke this kid out anymore. So I just stood there and waited for the cops to come. That was my first time I ever got into like a heated scramble where like, holy shit, it's about to go.
You don't have flight in you. You have fight. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably the first time.
Wow.
I've never done anything like that.
I have a similar story, but I didn't catch anybody.
Wait, are you talking about?
No, this is
South Pass?
No, in South. There was a Jamba Juice in South Pass. I saw somebody steal a bike, but I screamed, "Hey, stop!" 40 seconds later, and they were already gone.
Hey, who are you talking to, man?
So
I'm just talking out loud.
So there's this thing. It's called like it's. I forgot what the phrase is. I've said it on my podcast before, but it's basically where you normalize a situation so your brain can't process what's happening. So when this person was getting their shit stolen, I was just watching it, and then after they left, I went, "Stop!" But they were gone. I was just like, "Oh goddamn! I look like an idiot."
40 minutes later, not even 40 seconds.
It's nighttime. Yeah, I'm not. I can't process stuff like that very well. That's why when people see like these muggings, they're like, "This is what I would have done." No, you wouldn't.
Yeah. You would just
There's
sat there.
only one Gilbert. All right.
Hey, that was the time I did it. The first time I actually got in a fist fight with someone, I don't like hitting people. I was like I beat up basically someone she was friends with. I don't know if you guys know what crazy bones are. They're like, at the time, they were kind of like
My favorite rapper.
Pokemon cards or, yeah.
Crazy bones.
What's up? I'm Crazy Bones. But this kid stole my like Crazy Bones. They're basically collectible items, like, what do you call marbles?
Yeah.
And I confronted him. I was like, hey, man, you took that's mine. And he said, no. And I didn't know how to like handle those situations at like, in like, what, 10 years old or 11 maybe. Yeah, 11 years old. So I followed him to the park and I kept like asking, hey, I need those back. But I'm the kind of kid at that time I would cry. I'm like, please, can I have it back, please?
Yeah, same.
He kept saying, and he was so cool. He was just like, no, dude, no. So, are you crying? Are you crying? So I got so upset.
Allergy.
I made a Arthur fist, and I fucking just swung at this kid. And I did a thing where he went on the fence. I just kept punching his stomach, his fat stomach,
Nice.
over and over and over.
Body head.
The whole time, I'm just like crying, and he's just like, what the fuck is happening? Teacher comes over, he's like, who beat up who?
Exactly. I was
like,
so confused.
He's just on the ground like, what the fuck? And I'm just like sobbing, because my worst fear was like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. My mom's gonna fucking beat my ass.
Yeah. Did you get your Crazy Bones back?
Nope.
Are you kidding?
Hey,
No,
but you
but
got
then-
your pride back.
Then
though.
my sister cut to high school. She becomes friends with this guy in orchestra.
And they got married.
Wow, what the
And
fuck
now
is
they have
that?
kids.
And
And
now
now,
they're
now
married.
he's my brother-in-law. And every time I see him at Thanksgiving, he holds the Crazy Bones.
And then your fist starts balling. You putangina bitch.
All right, guys.
Gil's kind of a badass,
Kind
bro.
of a badass dude.
2 times in my life.
That's pretty good though, dude.
That's solid.
Yeah.
I'm 0 for like 8.
Yeah. Do I
All
let,
my fights.
Do I let Bobby Lee call me flat face for 8 years? Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
different, though.
dude.
That's for the
ball
big-
that fist up and show him what's up.
Yeah.
Knock out the 3 teeth that's left over.
All right, let's get into the, I don't know if you want to call it an upset, but I guess surprise of the weekend. We had Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia. Split decision win for Tyson Fury. See how I even said Francis? But a lot of people are saying Francis won that fight.
Most people think that, I think.
Do me and Alex were texting each other back and forth. They're like, who do you think won? And I said, look, we know who won, but we know who's going to win it. Right? And of course, that's going to happen. Boxing already has gone through so much slander in the last few years. They're not going to allow this to happen to the sport. It's already hanging by a fucking thread. Boxing has become one of the most obnoxious fighting sports to watch because it's so political, it's unreal. How often or how much do we have to beg as fans to actually get a fight that makes sense? These champions never fucking fight. They never fight the top competition. There's so many fucking belts, so many different organizations, and we never ever get to see it. And when we finally do, it's like 2 years in the making. And then you have something like the UFC, ONE FC, or any type of MMA sport, the best of the best always fight each other. There is no excuses. If you have that belt, you're going to fight the next best person, and it's forced. So with boxing, it's this type of charades. This made boxing look so fucking bad.
All the YouTubers, all the MMA YouTubers started making videos, and a lot of the titles were "Boxing is fake now." I told you, boxing is fake. It doesn't make sense just for decisions like this. Because I feel like most people, because I didn't see the fight till later, I saw a lot of MMA fighters on Twitter and all these articles saying Ngannou won, and I was like, oh, they're just probably being biased. But then you hear some boxers and you hear everyone else, and you actually watch the fight,
Teddy Atlas,
and you go, oh shit. Francis looked really fucking good in this fight, and he made Tyson Fury. He didn't make him look good. Like he kind of beat him up.
Yeah,
his face was all beat up. Right. I know it doesn't mean everything at the end of the day, but the scoring also is a little funny too.
I think Francis did pass the physical test. Like he pieced him up. His face looked messed up.
He dropped him.
And even the technical aspect, I'm just like, I was really shocked by Francis. I thought he was gonna come out, throw wild wind. I think we're gonna see Nigerian windmill strikes, and then
or like him fighting when he fought Rosenstruck, right?
Yeah.
When you watch that fight, you're like, oh, dude, he's not gonna stand a chance against Tyson Fury.
Bro.
And then he comes out and boxes.
Yeah.
what did I say? He was very patient,
Very patient.
very technical. He didn't throw elbows like Tyson Fury
Yeah.
to the face.
That was a crazy elbow.
He should fight in ONE FC with Rodtang.
That was tight.
It was weird watching Tyson Fury kind of overcommit to the same shot twice.
Yeah.
Slap, hook, cross, and then he did it again while
cross
his guard was up.
over and
Dude,
over.
they
That
kept
was weird.
talking about that combination in the build-up. They were talking about it the whole fucking night.
Yeah.
And then when he got dropped, he was staying hella close.
Yeah, what a weird...
Because Ngannou was looking for that left hook all night.
all night.
And that was obviously his best shot. But when he fucking landed and he dropped Tyson and you see his face go, woo! He has the best reactions when he gets dropped.
Yeah.
And then Francis
Dancing.
is dancing in front of him like, I got you, dog. I got you.
I got you.
I got you.
I don't know why Francis said in an interview why he was doing the dance. He said he was saying under his breath because Tyson was saying, I'm going to take this guy to school. I'm going to take this guy to school. And then Francis said while he was dancing, he was saying, where's the school now?
Where's this?
Oh.
Okay, low key, Francis has the best nice guy trash talk I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
In the press conference, they were talking shit to each other, and Tyson Fury looks at Ngannou, and this is like blew my mind. And Tyson goes, Francis, you're a fat, you're a sausage. You're coming into this fight out of shape. And then Francis goes, well, you've knocked out guys when you were fat. And then he starts laughing. He's like, all right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
That's it.
He's like, I don't need to be ashamed to knock your ass out.
sausage is a delicacy.
Just such a nice guy when he's talking shit.
Yeah, man. And, we said it on the podcast, too, before. Even though he said that he didn't underestimate Ngannou, I really do feel that he just didn't know what to prepare for.
Yeah, for real.
Right? Because when people talk about, I mean, we've seen it time and time again in the recent years when you're seeing MMA people box, it hasn't worked favorably towards the MMA fighter. But like you said, heavyweight fights are a little different.
It's different.
It just takes one shot.
Yeah. And when you have the guy who has the strongest punch in the whole fucking world, dude.
Go back to that hook. It wasn't really, his whole hips weren't turned. It was just
He was like, he was flexing his elbow. He was like, think. It was like, but also too, like you look at most heavyweight boxers, they're not really built the way Francis is.
Yeah.
Right.
A specimen.
I said Reich, by the way. I was like Reich.
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 You never seen a Reich.
Like Anthony Joshua is probably the most built heavyweight boxer, but Francis is a strong boy. Look at his fucking calves, man. Like, look at his lower body. Like, this dude can generate some.
Look at this.
Yeah. He has the best face. Remember when Deontay knocked him down and he was like,
Ooh.
woo. I do appreciate that.
Fury was saying that was back of the head.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Was it? I didn't feel like it.
No, that's
It's
right
it's
over
top
the
of
ear.
the ear.
There, man.
He hit him so hard, he thought it was the back of the head.
Every interview, he's like, look, it's a good shot, but honestly, it was back of the head.
No, it wasn't. It
No.
probably felt that way.
Look at that face. And also, before this shot even, I think it was second round, Francis even got him to bleed a little bit with that uppercut.
Yeah.
When he grabbed him in the clinch.
But look at this, too. Even Tyson Fury was hitting him, right?
He was, yeah.
It just doesn't do anything.
Boom, there's that elbow.
Look at that.
Yeah, and then also Francis,
He
I was
wasn't biting
really
to the face.
surprised how Francis was really good at slipping and pulling and counter-striking. I was expecting him to be the aggressor in the first 3 rounds, honestly, and I thought Francis was going to gas out. I really thought he was going to gas out halfway through, but, dude, he was so responsible with his energy and the way he was moving. Like, look at that.
He wasn't biting towards feints.
No.
And every time, like you said, every time Tyson hit him, it looked like it was nothing. looked like nothing really phased him, right? There was only a couple shots where like you see his head snap back, but I think once he felt that power and that touch, it just put Tyson on notice.
I will say this though, I think a lot of people were screaming like complete robbery. I don't know if it's a complete robbery.
I wouldn't
It's a
say
close fight.
It was a close
It's
fight.
hard to judge those rounds.
Yeah.
And especially for boxing criteria, you don't really know what counts. Like,
I'm a little biased too.
yeah, for sure. But I could definitely see.
You can see how disappointed Tyson Fury is in himself.
Oh, he knows.
Like it shouldn't be like that with a quote unquote MMA fighter.
Yeah.
But once again, man,
Who's that kid right there?
you just don't underestimate anybody, especially when you talk about Francis Ngannou. And you know, like I said, when he talked about him, when you mentioned him and Usyk were joking around about how easy it was going to be, and he booked that fight immediately. That's when my attitude changed.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to be in
Something's
for
going to be changing.
a rude awakening, and look what happened.
Yeah, man.
Every time without, not every time, but usually this is the tail of the tape, right? Somebody underestimates somebody else, and they're mentally not there. There's like a gap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you go back to the Adesanya fight, look at his mentality when he was fighting Strickland versus that second time he fought Pereira.
Yeah.
The second time he fought Pereira, it looked like nothing could kill this guy. He was ready. And then with Sean Strickland, yeah, he seemed ready, but he kind of looked past him, in my personal opinion.
No, I feel the same way too.
Yeah. Not to make excuses, but that's what it felt like for me.
Yeah.
You know?
And I feel like for Fury too, because he was talking about how he was upset that the fight with Usyk got announced. They weren't supposed to announce it.
Yeah.
So someone leaked it, but then now they're even talking about postponing the Usyk fight to maybe January or February.
Yeah.
So it's like I think that's a good call because for him to fight in December again, that'd
Too
be
soon.
fucking crazy.
I think I heard Chael talking about this on his show, saying that this. I mean, you know, his takes are pretty wild, but it's like he's like, I think he was like, this fight was just a big promotion for the Usyk fight. Like it's just he's supposed to knock out Ngannou, and then they set up that big fight.
Yeah, and it would have worked, but either way, if it doesn't build the Usyk fight,
It's pointless.
now it builds Fury and Ngannou too.
Or Ngannou and anyone else.
Because now Ngannou he's being ranked as a top 10.
WBC heavyweight.
Hey,
As 0-1, dude. Isn't that crazy?
how about this shit? Hey, no more PFL. Get out of that contract. With the money you made here, you could buy yourself out of that contract and then just do another boxing match.
You're
And
set.
hey, we're good to go. I can't wait to see Francis Ngannou box again.
Me too.
Yeah, so let me ask you both this.
And I didn't give a shit before.
Yeah.
The big question is, okay, there's two ways to look at it. What do you guys want to see and what's better for Francis? Does he stay in MMA, whether it is get out of the PFL and go back to the UFC, or is it, I kind of want to just see him do boxing only? Where do you guys sit with the whole, because he wants to do both, but like,
Yeah, I want to see him do everything, but for Francis Ngannou, I think it's better for him to stay in boxing. His name in boxing is now huge, and now all these top heavyweights want a piece of him to show everybody that was a fucking fluke. Well, guess what? You think his payday was big this time? Guess how big his next payday is going to
do
be?
we know what his payday was?
I think it was like close to 10 mil or something like that. I forgot what it was. It was 8 mil, not including the extra money.
Wow.
So I'm guessing.
Pay-per-view buy.
Saudi money.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Sponsorships.
after everything's said and done, it's going to be past the 20 mil mark.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, so this is what I'm gathering
Good for
from
him.
every time I've seen other people box. They mention the purse, and they say that usually it's double and then some. So I'm guessing it's probably in the 20 mil mark. And Francis Ngannou, everybody wants a piece of him now. I'm pretty sure Deontay Wilder wants a piece of him.
Yeah, he does.
I'm pretty sure Anthony Joshua wants
Yeah,
a little
he
piece of him.
does.
So let's fucking go. PFL, look, yeah, I don't care. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, who would he? I don't
Well, you don't
know.
want to see him in the tournament, dude?
Nah, who the fuck?
Who are the heavyweights
For
there?
$1 million, I don't need it. Pussy, that is bitch money.
He would never say bitch money.
Oh yeah, that is poo poo money.
There we go.
Yeah,
And
he's such a likable
He
guy.
is, man.
Dude.
He's really likable.
And just to put in perspective for our fans or just people that are listening that are like, yeah, okay, cool. It's like you have to understand who Tyson Fury is in the boxing world.
Yeah.
It's like not to downplay this guy beat like he is out of all the heavyweights right now. I think Tyson Fury would have gave Francis the most trouble. He's
Yeah.
the lightest. He's the quickest. He's the
most technical.
in terms of defense.
He-
The most
he
conservative.
He has all the belts, doesn't he? Doesn't he have
he's
all the
lineal.
heavyweight belts
Minus
except for
Usyk.
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 So if he beats Usyk,
Gets
then
all of them.
he's Thanos.
So people need to understand that a guy who's never
Top of the
fought
food
in
chain.
boxing just beat. I don't even know how would you compare this in MMA, but like
maybe the John Jones.
you just beat John Jones.
Yeah, like
That's fucking wild.
maybe not that big of a deal, but like
Close.
He's fucking up there. Like
What is with Ngannou's like chin? Like he just takes everything.
look at his neck, bro.
He was eating check hooks. He got like cracked pretty hard, and just nothing
crossed.
moves.
His head looks like a panther's head.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
the shape.
huge.
Hey, Dick.
No racial, bro.
Really, Black Panther? You gonna go
Okay,
for that?
pull up a picture.
Say Shang-Chi.
No.
Yeah.
Pull up a
Because
picture.
Shang-Chi's head's kind of big too.
Not as big as
100%,
I'm talking
dude.
about the animal of a panther. Like he looks like objectively like a panther. Look at Francis Ngannou.
So I'm gonna type in Nick Dunn,
Hey,
black
this-
people.
Sounds like
what I was
Nick, sounds like
I'm racist.
Nick took a couple of advice hits from the guy that attacked him.
You know who else looks like a panther? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James.
There it is. Yeah, just double
Famous.
down on it. It's gonna be way better.
All right, guys. Nick wanted us to pull a photo of a panther, I guess.
Does he not look like he has the shape of Francis Ngannou's head?
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Like out of all the animals in the animal kingdom, you would say he looks like a panther.
Panther's probably top sexiest animals on earth.
I look like a
100%.
monkey.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Hey, I suck that dick.
It's a sexy animal.
Yeah,
Look at
clip that in, huh?
Yeah, clip that now.
Yeah, put that on TikTok, huh?
Okay, so then what do you guys want to see, obviously, in terms of boxing? Who do you think should fight him next? Do we see a rematch? Does Tyson owe Francis a rematch? Or do we just give it to Deontay Wilder? And Nick, maybe you want to explain the whole MMA situation
Oh,
with
dude.
that? I don't
Well, apparently I don't know how true this is, but there's rumors of Deontay Wilder training MMA, and he's really excited to do MMA. He really wants to do MMA, and I think they're gonna angle with him a PFL fight, maybe.
How old is he?
He like late 30s, no?
He's up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think he's gonna translate. If you're a boxer, don't do MMA. That's just straight up.
Unless you grow your legs.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Like just MMA is just so much harder than boxing. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. Like boxing is very hard, especially to fight at the highest level because so many of those guys have been doing it for so long. But just the sport of MMA by itself is just inherently harder. Like you wanna wrestle, dude. Good luck. Have fun with that. And you're a boxer and you never wrestled before, and you want to start wrestling when you're
38.
38.
Yeah.
Good fucking luck, brother.
Let's not do that, man.
Yeah, dude. Like that's a whole nother thing. So I would rather see him fight boxing.
So who do you want
with
to
Ngannou?
take? Fury
Deontay-
or Deontay right away?
I think you hold off on Fury.
Build it up.
You build it up. Because I feel like Francis he's a more technical boxer than Deontay in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With maybe just as good of a punching power stat as Deontay. But Anthony Josh was a fun fight.
Eddie Hearn wants that fight.
Anthony Josh was a fun fucking fight, dude. Do you look at the top 10 in boxing? Ngannou matches up pretty well
With anybody.
with any of them, just because of his punching power, his size. And by the way, we were talking about this outside. When you saw Tyson Fury standing next to Ngannou in the fight, you're like, Tyson Fury's 6'9"? He don't look 6'9".
They look the same height.
They look the same height, and obviously he's he's probably a little hunched over or whatever. But it's just like Francis is a physical specimen. Some of these boxers, I don't think are going to be ready for the punching power and the coaching that he has behind him.
Yeah. Also, too, he's super dedicated to this. This isn't like something for him to go in for show.
Yeah.
He goes, no, I love boxing. It seems like he's very, very dedicated and is translating really, really well.
And you look how he came out. He looked prepared. He looked ready for a boxing fight. When Ben Askren fought, he looked also ready for a boxing fight. When Tyron Woodley came out, he looked like he was ready for a boxing fight.
Hold on a second, Dan.
No, but Francis actually looked like he was ready. Like he was pairing hands. He did film study obviously on Tyson Fury, and he knew what he was going to come with, and he was prepared.
You know what's interesting? What we saw was what we saw in the Adesanya versus Strickland fight. This
Dude.
guy wasn't biting on any of those feints.
And he was
Yeah.
walking forward the
Yeah.
whole time.
There's something about that, right?
Yeah.
Like, Tyson Fury being such a tricky guy, his feints and his hands being super low, he's always like feinting in word. And a lot of people kind of get into that little gypsy voodoo thing that's going on. Not Francis Ngannou, dude. Wakanda forever, baby.
He wasn't. His eyes were so good. He wasn't blinking.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay man.
That's
Wakanda
more racist
forever.
than what I said.
Yeah, that's but he just snuck us in.
Yeah.
I said Wakanda forever as he is black royalty, African royalty.
No, he is though.
You relegated him
To an animal.
all right?
One of the coolest animals, by the way. animal royalty.
That's right. I did say
Get out of here.
Come on.
100%. I would suck a Panther's dick.
Yeah, I would
get
too,
it.
bro.
Yeah, but what I see happening now is that Tyson Fury is going to beat Usyk, right? And then he's going to run it back with Ngannou because he wants that blemish off of his record. Just like with the Deontay Wilder one. What happened with him when he came back for the second Deontay Wilder fight?
Boom.
Way different. And I think that he needs this because I almost feel with Tyson Fury, he talks so much shit and he plays his character up so much because he needs a reason to fight because he doesn't have one. Like, what's the point of him fighting? He's like 40-0 now. He's at the tail end of his career. He is getting older. He's so fucking good. He needs a reason to go back into
heavyweight.
fire. Yeah, he's the best heavyweight in the world. Maybe of all time. Some people might even argue, right?
Klitschko.
Yeah, well.
He beat him.
He did.
Yeah.
That guy.
And then he sang afterwards.
Yep, 100%.
So how about that?
So who really knows what's going to happen with this? But I really do feel like he's going to beat Usyk, and after he moves on, not easy. I'm not moving past Usyk. I'm just saying that in this world that I'm creating, he beats Usyk and he runs it back with Ngannou so he could knock this off of his blemish, and then he's going to retire.
Oof. That's the way to go out.
Yeah, because everyone was saying Tyson Fury losing to Ngannou is a blemish on his legacy.
Yeah,
I don't really personally think that, but I could see how people would say that.
I mean, the dude, he lost a guy that's 0-0.
Yeah, but at the same time, you look at Francis Ngannou, bro. It's like I know everybody was doubting him, including myself, because Tyson Fury is that good. That's how good he is, right? But then you watch how they match up, and then you see the physicality of Francis Ngannou, how hard he punches, and how prepared he was. You're like, well, all right, it's not that crazy anymore. Francis Ngannou is a legit heavyweight boxer. Who knows what happens in these next couple fights? He can go out there and fight Anthony Joshua and get smoked. He can fight Deontay and get smoked. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. But if that does happen and he had a good showing against Tyson Fury, then maybe you could say his legacy is blemished. But it's like you can't take away what Tyson Fury did in the boxing world.
If you guys, if off the top of your head, how do you think that a heavyweight boxer would try to negate Ngannou? Like, what would they have to do?
Well, here's the thing, right? It's like if it looked like Tyson Fury couldn't hurt Ngannou the whole fight, he couldn't get anything to earn his respect. Ngannou was able to drop him with that left hook where he was like, what the fuck was that, right? Yeah, exactly. So then it started to change, but it looked like he couldn't make Ngannou take a back step.
Yeah.
So Tyson Fury's footwork is probably what's going to lead him to beating Ngannou, right? To play more of that keep away game. But then you watch Francis switch southpaw
That was great.
a couple times in the fight. But the 7th, 8th
Like, who is
round,
this? David So?
he started switching, hand fighting, and it was like, oh shit, like he's actually landing that left cross over and over again. So it's like his tactics are very good. He's obviously very well coached going into that fight. So Eric Nixick and Dewey Cooper and Mike Tyson, right?
Dewey Cooper.
They have something really good with Francis Ngannou. So I don't know who's going to be. And Tyson Fury would you say he's traditionally known to be a big puncher?
No.
Not really, right? He's a volume puncher. So maybe a guy like Deontay might be able to like strike some fear in him and make him like back up a little bit. But the wildness is a wild card, though. It's hard to predict, and you may not see some of these shots coming from the angles that he could throw. So maybe Deontay matches up well with him.
I think out of the heavyweights on this list, obviously Josh was there. I think who actually gives the most
Andy
trouble
Ruiz?
is Andy Ruiz.
Oh, yeah.
That guy presses forward, and all he does is swing.
He's a big combo puncher, right?
Yeah, I feel like for me, the only thing that they could do to Ngannou, and this is not saying that, I'm not talking about skill-wise, but you're going to have to clinch him up a little bit and frustrate him because he likes to walk forward. So once you kind of mitigate that and then you kind of hold him, you frustrate him a little bit, pull away, and then start playing the distance game a little bit. You just have to mix it up. And you're seeing it now, especially with this, with the Tyson Fury fight, his distance management was pretty terrible, right? He just wasn't placed in the right, like you said, with that slap, with the check hook, the slap hook to the cross. He was so fucking close to him.
Yeah. When he got dropped.
And why? So if Francis wants to throw those constant lead hooks, like you said, Andy Ruiz, you don't think the smaller heavyweight's going to duck under and bang. And Andy Ruiz is not scared. He presses forward.
Yeah, he's a dog.
I don't think he's scared of Ngannou at all. And I think Andy Ruiz, like you said, might match up really well with him.
Yeah. Andy Ruiz is a fucking dark horse for sure.
Dude, he's getting fucking fit too.
Yeah.
He's fast. Deontay Wilder too. biggest difference is that Deontay Wilder has so much. His punching power is insane.
Yeah,
and on
right.
top of that, too, have you seen his recent training footage? He's faster.
Yeah.
How the fuck is he
And
faster?
it looks like he's cleaning things up.
Yes.
Right? He's
Super
not
clean.
he's not loading up big, you know.
Bum, bum.
Like, remember that knockout that he had on Ortiz? Where you just see the sweat, boof.
Yeah, his
and
spirit went out of
and
his
he
back.
hit him in the forehead. Dude. He hit him he KO'd him with a forehead shot. And they tell you, like, if you hit someone in the forehead, you'll be okay most of the time. You want to hit the chin, the temple, all those spots. But you hit him in the fucking forehead and drop.
It was like the fucking Mortal Kombat thing. Where you pop, boom. you see like
Yeah,
the
dude.
spine just explode.
Yeah. Who's got power like that?
Yeah.
Like, Deontay is unreal. It doesn't make sense. Like, but I don't know. I think Ngannou is just more physical, so I think it would be a
Francis,
disadvantage for him.
no more MMA. Go.
Yeah, fuck MMA. Dude.
Whoa, brother. Whoa. So I saw a lot of MMA fighters making this take where they were saying, you know, if Francis and John fight, I'd have John winning. But for some weird reason, after this fight with Tyson Fury, a couple MMA fighters have been going, I think Francis, even DJ, I think might have said, I think Francis takes John Jones.
Yeah, because
I don't know how that would change the outcome, but okay.
John Jones is getting older, right?
He tore his tit.
He tore his tit.
Tour.
We only saw one fight of him at heavyweight. He's not the fastest guy,
No.
right? He's not the fastest. I think Ngannou is a true heavyweight frame, and I think that's something to do with it. Like,
In the scariest way possible.
exactly, like if you were to create a video game character of like the perfect heavyweight, it would be Francis
Tim
Ngannou.
Means. Yep.
Yeah, the dirty bird. But it would be Francis. Like, he's fucking super jacked, and for him to out grapple Cyril Gane, also surprising. I wasn't expecting that.
Yes.
So it's like, this dude, I think he's been through it all. Nothing's gonna faze that guy.
Yeah.
He grew up. He was in the salt mines. His story. I think how he got to America and got to fighting. That is going to be the best training camp of his life. I don't care. Nothing else is going to prepare him more than that.
I think the really cool thing was like in his interviews when he was talking about how the UFC was, you know, within the talks and the negotiations, everybody's saying, "Oh, you fumbled this bag, you fumbled this bag." He's like, "Do you know where I came from?" He goes, "I'll live in a fucking small apartment. I don't give a fuck." It's like, do you understand where I came from? You think me losing a few $1 million scares me? It doesn't fucking scare me at all. I don't think you understand. This will literally talk about a story, him traveling across a desert and a lady throwing away her child because she couldn't hold on to the kid anymore. So, I don't really think he cares. I think he got what he wanted. And at this point, the ball's in his court.
True winner.
100%.
True winner.
Whatever you want, you take it. I just feel like if he goes into MMA, whatever. I don't care. I just want him to get a bigger bag now.
Yeah.
I love that. You're Dana White. How do you think Dana White actually feels about this?
This is what Dana White did.
ahead.
He turned around. He grabbed the pillow. That's what he did. That's exactly what he did.
It's okay, Dana. You still have power slap. You still have power
Still
slap.
that power slap.
I feel like Dana doesn't take many L's, but this
took
is
a
definitely.
big L.
But then again, though, everyone thought that.
Yeah.
If you heard Francis was going to fight Tyson Fury when
Nobody believed it. I didn't
nobody
believe it.
thought he was going to do this well.
I didn't think it was gonna
Nobody
happen.
did.
I
And if
thought
you
that
thought he was going to do that well, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
And pick the next fights for me.
That's right. Hey, look, let me tell you something. As a casual fan, I was talking mad shit.
Hell
I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that was dumb as shit. And once again, that was based on my greed because I wanted him to fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
Because I wanted that John Jones, Francis Ngannou
Yep.
fight so bad. And so, just like a casual, I have to take it all back.
Yep.
I take it all back just like a casual, dude.
and that's
We don't know nothing at all.
and that's what we do here. We say crazy takes, and then a couple months later, when it doesn't pan out, we go, "My bad, I was wrong."
Yeah, it's okay. I don't give a fuck if I'm wrong all the time,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm
That's
always
actually
wrong.
my thing. I love it.
Speaking of being wrong, what the hell is? What is Abu Dhabi? What? I just feel like anytime these big fights happen, you see them fly all these people out, all these legends. Schultz would go there, Hasbullah, the Nelk boys.
They're fucking
And then
smart,
you
though.
watch what they do in their vlogs. What is that place?
Yeah, it's
I think Abu Dhabi, if I'm not, you know what?
Are there normal citizens there?
it's a giant playground.
I think Abu Dhabi has the most amount of like gajillionaires in the world, right? And then on top of that, there's only a few. I think it's tribes that control mainly in the power in Abu Dhabi, and I don't think it's been around for that long either, right? It's like brand new. It's been around for like 75 years or something like that. So there's a few groups that actually control all the money, and they're all gajillionaires. So a majority of the people there are pretty rich.
So it's just a big gated community.
I think so.
Because I don't see normal people there in any of these vlogs.
There was a video where this person was posting this thing. They're like, I'm in Abu Dhabi. This is the key to my Bentley. I'll leave it on top of this hood and nobody's going to steal it. And he comes back out of the gym and he goes back. See, still here, safest place. And then people in the bottom row, that's because if somebody stole it, their hands would be chopped off. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's why. The consequences are crazy.
And apparently their cop cars are like sports cars.
Of course they
like,
are.
Like mega cool fucking Lamborghinis.
Yeah, fact checked everything I said. I read this in passing, so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
we'd love to do.
probably right.
We'd love to do an Abu Dhabi propaganda trip for free.
I would
big fan.
And I would feel like I would just never want to piss anybody off over there because I
Hell
go
no.
home. So whatever they want. They want me to sodomize? You sodomize me.
I think you want to sodomize. You keep bringing it up.
Second time, dude.
Hey, man, that's my favorite part of the Bible when people turn to pillars of salt.
You heard it here first, guys. His favorite
knows the
part
Bible,
of the Torah.
Yeah. You like butt sex? You pillar of salt.
Some fight news. Izzy said he is going to take a break and not fight till 2027.
You think he's?
Do you think you believe that, or is that a
you think
little
he's talking
troll?
shit? 2027.
That's crazy.
What year are we in right now?
2023?
23?
That's 3. See, when you were clapping, I was like, I guess someone's going to graduate high school in that time.
Isn't he like 33, 34 now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, why would he take a 4-year break? I mean, if he wants, you might as well just retire at that point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, do you need to come back?
Yeah, why even come back? He says he doesn't ever have to work another day in his life. That's how much money he's made.
Good for him.
Why even come back at that point? I mean, honestly,
He'll probably get sad though.
he's going to get depressed.
You know what I mean? Like when you're a prize fighter at that level, and then you see all your teammates doing like fighting, and you're there with them, and then everyone's like, "Hey, when are you gonna come back? When are you gonna come back?" I think it's really hard to resist that temptation to fight.
I really do like fighters at the top who still continue to fight even when they don't have to until they lose.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said about that because there's certain people who just leave at the top and then their legacy is questioned, like we talked about Khabib. Not that I'm in that group at all, but you know, when I get to see Adesanya, that's what I wanted to ask y'all. What is your guys' fight of the year pick? Because for me, it was the Pereira and Adesanya fight, the rematch.
Ooh, honestly, that's probably the biggest moment of the year.
That was my favorite moment, was him celebrating.
I cried. I actually fucking cried.
Dude,
I don't know why.
I cried. I laughed. It's like, it was everything.
Yeah.
The story.
To me, that was the biggest fight of the year, and that's why it was so crazy when Sean Strickland beat him.
Yeah.
Right, like it just the polar opposite of the story. Fight of the year.
Yeah, that's a.
Can you look up some fight of the year candidates? Best
I
fight.
saved this for our Thanksgiving episode. Fights we're thankful for, but all right.
Well, all right. Well, let's
That's
change
different.
the fucking subject.
We could go all the way back in time.
Yeah, you could talk about anything.
All right, fights.
Because fights we're thankful for, I got a bunch of those, dude.
I really don't know if he's gonna take that long of a break.
He's
I think
not.
he might be just talking shit.
Capping, dude.
But who do you guys like?
Swirling on
Who do you
the
guys think
microscope.
would be a good fight for him to come back into the UFC? Like when he's ready to come back.
In 3 years?
Maybe not 3 years. Maybe like say he takes half a year off. Because for how active he is, it really boggles my mind that he would want to take that 3-year break.
I think he's trolling.
Say like a year.
But I say a year he'd probably take
Yeah,
off.
I think he needs a year, bro. Because fucking so does Volk too, bro.
I did like the
Edwards and Usman.
3 was what I mean 2 was
Crazy.
what I liked. 3 was that not that year? Okay, so 3 was whatever.
Oh yeah, so 2 wasn't in this year then.
I mean, look, it really is Adesanya Pereira too. I mean, that was the biggest.
That's the biggest moment of the year.
Sterling Cejudo was a wash.
Yeah.
That was kind of disappointing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Go to the beginning of the year a little bit.
I mean, it really. I mean, I feel like there's co-mains that were missing, and some other main card fights, but Makhachev.
Yeah, I mean,
Makhachev, Volkanovski, but it wasn't.
The first one that was a good fight. That was a crazy fight. I think that deserves a little bit of some love.
yeah, it's gonna have to be that Izzy thing. I think because it just meant a lot to just the casual fan and also fighters in general.
Yeah.
Because you don't really get to see somebody come back like that in that type of fashion after somebody who has hunted you throughout your whole fighting career.
Yeah.
The story that it told, what it meant to people, meant a lot, right? And
Oh man, it was a crazy story, and it was like if he lost that fight, no more rematch, dude.
it's done.
It's done.
There was a lot on the line for him.
Dunzo.
And look what he did to inspire other fighters. That fight inspired even Max Holloway. He says, like, watching Izzy do what he did made me feel that I could come and get that.
Yeah, bro.
And
Isn't that fucking dope?
And he's doing it. Holloway's
is.
living it right now.
He might look. The way
Really quick, my
Volk
fight
got KO'd by Islam, Max can beat him, I think.
Yeah.
Max can beat him.
With a little bit of mental damage.
Yeah.
A couple of brain cells lost.
He can beat him, bro. He can beat him. Poirier Gaethje too was a
good
crazy
one.
finish.
Oh,
And like
shit.
Like that was insane. Like the way he KO'd him, it hurt my feelings.
It
was so shocking.
It did a little bit.
Gaethje with a head kick on Dustin Poirier, no one called that.
Yeah, at all.
No one saw that coming, bro.
I just wish it wasn't for the BMF. That was so dumb.
You know, Gaethje says that he wants to fight Islam Makhachev because he's an easier fight than Khabib. And he said that I didn't know what to expect out of Khabib, but if he's nothing like Khabib, and I'll just fucking run through that bitch. He didn't say it just like that. I'm kind of instigating.
No, but please instigate. But that brings me. It kind of ties into this. Max Holloway wants to fight Justin Gaethje, but
That'd be crazy.
for the BMF, but Gaethje, he said he don't want to take any fights unless it's Makhachev.
But he also says he's like, I like Max Holloway too much.
Yeah,
I don't want to fight him. He's like, dude, I like that guy way too much. I don't want to punch him, bro. Like he's the man.
I think Gaethje fighting for the belt is the only option for him because he's in the latter part of his career, and he's already said it out
Don't
loud.
risk it.
He goes, if I am fighting just to be a gatekeeper, I'm done with the sport. He goes, I am fighting for that belt, and that's it. So for
He
him,
deserves it, I think.
Good
he
attitude.
fucking deserves it.
He
And
deserves
he's
it.
proven so much. He's given us some of the best fights we have ever seen. Give him the opportunity to touch gold. I mean, I obviously had it before, but I think that if this is his last run, give him that opportunity. I think he's next up for the belt. Give it to him.
What about Charles?
We keep forgetting. I love how we keep forgetting about.
Well, Charles had a good run, all right? Let Gaethje at least go for it once.
Let that cut heal, because that shit was gross.
Gross. So let
Hey, Nick, disgusting.
Heal that thing up, my boy.
I like how just like the day before the fight, hey, elbow me in the face, please. Like, come on, man.
He's like, we're doing sparring rounds, flying knees only.
Why? Why the fuck? Why, dude? But I think Charles will get his chance either way. It's already written in stone. Give Gaethje the next chance, and then Charles the next.
Because I think that'll sell pay-per-view. Like from a business standpoint, it is the more, I don't want to say appetizing fight, but I think for more the casual fan,
Gaethje's-
you could rally behind.
You got an American. He speaks English.
Yeah, bro.
All that stuff.
I don't know. Justin Gaethje though, he has problems with getting submitted.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing, right? Is like, how's his anti-wrestling? Is he going to be able to stop Islam from taking him down? But then Islam might go out there and be like, I'm going to kickbox with your ass.
Yeah.
So that's when it's fun.
Justin's thing is too. It's not enough for him just to get away from the takedown, right? Like you said, how is he going to defend it, and what's his move after? Because what we're seeing with him is that I think he's good at kind of getting his hips away from people to go for that double, but then once they get it, the story's pretty much done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
It
not
scares
much
me.
there to stop.
The
Oh,
guys
man.
that gave him trouble, I mean, Khabib and Charles.
Dude,
the two best submission guys.
the James Vick knockout was so funny.
Dude.
I didn't even know how he fell over like that. He just hit him and he just kind of tipped.
Yeah.
He called him the Homer Simpson of the division.
He was circling into it too,
Yep.
I think, right? Ah, fuck. The Charles Oliveira fight was really weird when he fought Gaethje. Like, it looked like Gaethje was it just looked like to me, this is probably not true at all, but when I was watching it, I just felt like he was kind of compromised going to that fight.
Yeah.
Like, he just looked kind of, I don't want to say flat, but apparently there was a rumor that he got like KO'd or something like going into the fight, or he had like a concussion going
Probably.
into the fight. So I don't know. I would like to see Charles and Gaethje fight again for some reason.
I like that.
See this here, the shocking time. Oh my God, Beneil Dariush and Armin Tsarukyan.
Thank you for that. We got Beneil Dariush and Tsarukyan. Nick's Tsarukyan 2.0, as Nick says.
Dude, that's in like 3 weeks.
I know.
Dude, Dan Hooker and Bobby Green.
They're both 5 rounds.
5
Yes.
rounds. That's not even a pay-per-view. That's just a fight night.
That's a fight night, bro. Austin.
Oh my God.
UFC Austin. So they're going to do a big over there.
Since we already had our fight picks last week for this weekend's card, the Halton versus who's he fighting?
Derek Lewis.
Derek
Last
Lewis.
minute replacement.
We let's do a fight picks for this and let's talk about this a bit. Beneil Dariush versus Armin Tsarukyan. Are we going with Armin Tsarukyan 2.0?
This is a really hard pick because you saw what Beneil did to fucking Gamrot.
Yeah.
He spanked him.
Yeah.
He spanked the
He made him
shit
look
out
bad.
of him. Armin Tsarukyan and Gamrot was pretty competitive, but Armin took that shit. I don't know how he lost that. Still fucking pissed about that, by the way.
Yeah.
Dan Hooker, Bobby Green. What the fuck's gonna happen with that one?
I have no idea.
I like both those. Like, you want both those guys to win right now in their career.
Yeah.
It sucks that one of them has to lose.
I think Dan Hooker.
Oh, you want him to retire the way you're.
No, I think he's a tough matchup for Bobby Green
Yeah.
because he's a dog.
He's big for the division.
He's tall. He's lanky. He hits really hard, and he's not afraid to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
And for a guy like Bobby Green, I could see him walk Bobby Green down and hit him with some big shots. I don't know if man.
But you see Grant Dawson go down from Bobby Green?
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
go.
But I think
I'm gonna go Beneil and I'm gonna go Dan.
Whoa, you're going Beneil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Beneil.
Armin and Dan.
Why Armin?
That's my boy, dog. I just feel like Armin's gonna push the pace. He's gonna push the pace on him with his wrestling, and he's the younger guy. I think Beneil, his defense and his transitions to offense from defense have to be really fucking tight. The same way he did with Gamrot.
Yeah.
And I feel like for the Gamrot fight and Armin Tsarukyan fight, Armin Tsarukyan was pushing the pace on him the whole time, and I think Gamrot was able to eke out like certain positions.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, when I think about it, I'm like, I just don't understand how he won that fight.
It was bullshit. It was 100% bullshit.
He, I
He
feel like
went
Armin,
bullshit.
I feel like Armin won the stand up. He was the ripping body kicks.
He won everywhere.
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 And the wrestling, he was dominating the pace. Gamrot would get back up, but Tsarukyan was controlling that pace of the fight, I think, in my eyes. But
Well,
I need to rewatch it, maybe.
What I feel, you don't need to rewatch it. It's exactly
It's
how
a
you
watch.
said it.
Okay.
Yeah. I watched that shit so many fucking times. You're dead on.
He's pulling hair out.
Dude, how often do you watch fight? I feel like every time you come in, you're like, yeah, watch this fight.
I watch
times.
UFC fights, like replay fights, every night.
Really? Is that how you go to bed?
I like UFC fights a lot.
This is why this guy can't sleep till 3 a.m.
Jesus, man.
I watch one UFC fight.
He's like, Joseph, please.
You have UFC Fight Pass?
and then UFC Fight Pass, and then once a week I go back and I watch old boxing.
Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah, just because I haven't watched boxing until like the recent years, so I just have so much to catch up on.
Yeah.
The problem with me is that sometimes like I'll watch stuff and I'm like, I'm switching styles.
Yeah.
I'm switching styles. It's just
Actually, Mr. Curator, give me a fight that from back in the day in boxing I should watch.
you should watch any. Look, if you are a fan of boxing and you like stylistic people, my favorite boxer of all time is Roy Jones Jr. You cannot. If you really want to watch somebody do something special in all of boxing,
And no one's ever recreated that.
yeah, the '90s Roy Jones Jr. is fucking insane. He just
And he got a rap song.
y'all must have forgot. But yeah, Roy Jones Jr. is just. It was beautiful to watch. What
Nothing
he
like
did.
him, man.
Nothing like him. The way that he moved, and also too, his style was uniquely his.
You ever see a guy throw 40 left hooks in a row and land all of them? He's like,
Dude,
this
You
boxing
remember
people up.
when he fought Mike Tyson?
Oh yeah,
That was so
Yeah.
weird
I was
watching
just
that.
Mike Tyson actually spared his life in that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few moments where Mike Tyson
I saw that. Like
Yeah.
it was sparring, like real light sparring.
Yeah, he pulled it a lot. But I think Beneil takes it. I feel like it's going to be another version of what he did to Gamrot.
I think he could sub Armin.
Yeah,
I think he could catch him coming in.
I think Beneil either is going to sub him or he's going to ground and pound the shit out of Armin. And also I see a little bit of what what Islam did to Armin. Beneil might do the same. Beneil is big for this weight class. His reach super fucking long, and on top of that, his experience is a lot.
The experience is the fucking key here.
His last fight too.
Because Armin's pretty green, right?
He's young
compared to Beneil, right? So the experience is going to play a big factor.
Beneil has a chip on his shoulder from that last fight too.
Yeah.
So I feel like Beneil's going to be a lot more methodical, and he's just going to crush him.
He's coming off a loss from Charles, right? Is that his last fight?
Yes, he got kind of overwhelmed, but that kind of works to Armin's favor because of his pace.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'm just gonna go.
It's a 50-50, I think.
And then to close out the show, I just want to bring up this photo, which I thought was pretty wild from Abu Dhabi. All these legends.
Is that Ricky Hatton on the left?
Yes. So I just
Holy
want to point
shit.
out, look at Pacquiao and then look at Ricky Hatton.
You know-
it looks like they're separated by 3 decades.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
It's
Pacquiao still plays basketball, owns a basketball league in the Philippines, and Ricky Hatton looks like he's dying.
He gained a bunch of weight. I think.
What
There was
the
a
heck?
time where everybody was making fun of Ricky Hatton for how fat he got, which is a little mean. But I also saw that Manny Pacquiao was talking about they might do Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
As a fun
Exhibition?
exhibition?
I don't know about an exhibition, but they're thinking about. There's talks of them fighting.
Give me Pacquiao, Jake Paul.
Dude, look at Sugar Ray Leonard.
Give me Pacquiao, Jake Paul.
Sugar Ray Leonard, dude.
Bro, look how young that motherfucker look.
I get so sad when I see Sugar Ray shadowbox. Obviously, he's like almost 70.
Shit, he's 70 years old.
That guy's 70?
I think he's almost 70. He's like 60 something.
Damn.
Yeah, he looks amazing. He's taking care of himself really well, dude.
And then Oscar De La Hoya with the ab implants. You know
Of
what I mean?
course.
Bro, this one right here, I was like, who's this guy? I did not realize that
Dude,
was
this
Prince
whole
Nassim.
picture-
Holy shit, that's him.
Prince Nassim. Also, one of my favorite, when I go on YouTube deep dives, I love watching that guy.
Wait, is Prince Nassim fat now?
I guess so.
Right there.
I haven't kept up with him in his latter years.
Yeah, me neither.
I was like, who's this?
I thought that was Amir Khan.
I was like, dude, Amir Khan. Oh, Amir Khan's right there.
He's above Pacquiao. Yeah.
You know, like Prince Nassim, obviously, like him.
Those fights are fun.
I've only gotten to see like maybe one of his major fights, and that's when he lost to what's his face. I don't know. He got outclassed. But I fucking forget. I'm sorry. I'm new to boxing, so I don't know all these names
Prince
yet.
Nassim.
But it's kind of crazy, like how he moved too. I haven't done enough research on him yet, but
You know who you should look up to? Augustus Emmanuel.
Augustus, yes,
Who's the guy? What?
They call him the drunken boxer, yo.
I think
That
Augustus,
Chinese?
And he's dancing like this. He's a black dude.
yeah.
And he would just style on people, bro. It
This
was
whole
insane.
picture smells like icy hot and Bengay.
Salon pass.
Salon pass, Bengay, dude.
It's funny seeing all these guys and then McGregor.
And then why is McGregor there?
Look at the size of
He's-
McGregor's
bro,
head.
he looks as big as fucking Mike Tyson.
How the fuck?
He must be on the juice,
heavyweight,
bro.
dude?
Okay, so before we leave, I saw this one Reddit thread,
Yeah.
and they were saying Colby Covington and Leon Edwards.
Okay.
They're gonna fight.
Yeah, in December.
Colby is going to beat Usman. I mean, not Usman. Leon.
Leon. Okay.
Okay. So think about that. He's gonna be the new welterweight champ.
Okay.
Then they're saying McGregor is going to fight Chandler. He's going to KO Chandler at welterweight.
Okay.
That's going to get him the next title shot at 170. He fights Colby Covington. He KOs Colby Covington. First time
Three
three.
divisions.
Yeah. dude.
Wow.
You know what?
And the caption was, I already read the script for 2024.
I can see that happening though. That makes
Bro,
sense.
and then you see it out loud and you're like, oh shit, that's not that crazy.
If that happens, it's the end of the world.
It's the end of the world.
That's the
dude.
sign of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And here-
But then you look
and
how
here's the thing,
big look how big Conor is
he
right
would
now.
match up well against Colby, I feel.
They're each other's kryptonite.
Yeah.
They're each other's
A
kryptonite.
high technical striker with a guy that does high volume, and a high volume person, and a counter striker wants a high volume person.
A sharpshooter.
Yeah,
Yep.
Right?
shooter.
Connor's a sharpshooter.
They want that.
He could touch Colby's chin. I don't know if he's gonna be strong and big enough to KO a 170 guy.
Dustin
But,
Poirier said the hardest he's ever been hit, Conor McGregor.
ooh.
Damn, did he say that for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says out of every person that he's been hit by, he said Conor McGregor hits the hardest.
HGH, baby.
That's some different
Imagine
shit,
him now, dude.
Yeah, I don't see him ever going back to 155.
No
45.
fucking
Are
way,
you
dude.
insane? How's that even possible?
He's as big as Mike Tyson.
Dude, I love that deep state Reddit shit you just did, Frank.
Is that crazy? That's so funny.
First time three division champ.
The UFC and the MMA Reddit threads are so funny, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Conor McGregor, when is he ever going to fight?
I don't know, dude.
Is he going to fight?
Who knows?
He said April. He wants his comeback.
Dude, Prince does seem so fucking fat.
He may be fat, but looking at Roy Joy Jr. in this
Oh
outfit-
shit! I didn't even see him. Oh, is that Shannon the Cannon?
Yep.
Yeah, that looks
Oh, hell yeah.
Photoshop AI.
What? in the
I want to
hell?
see Roy Jones Jr. as a sheik.
Roy Jones Jr. look like somebody's auntie, dude.
Look at Robert Duran. Looks like he's about to die too.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Roberto Duran, dude. That's somebody who I also have to watch a lot of footage on. But
Dude, he's great.
he has too many fights for me to go through.
Watch the documentary, ESPN.
All right, guys, that is our show. A lot of boxing talk. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Nick, you got anything for the casuals out there listening?
Thank you guys for watching. Please leave comments. And somebody asked if we could still talk shit about
David, if you want to roast David, you
Please
can
roast
still-
David. Roast me too. Roast all of us.
Roast all of us.
Yeah,
dude.
talk some shit.
Mostly
Tell us how stupid our takes are.
Hey, you know what? Tag your favorite fighter just to have them on here, dude.
Ooh, yeah.
'Cause I
Tag your fighters that you want.
I
here.
really
See.
want fighters to come in here, not so we can go back and forth. It'd be nice to have somebody in it.
Yeah,
Talk about this stuff.
100%.
Also, our producer Gabby Galone is holding up a clipboard saying TikTok. And TikTok is a really cool app where you can watch a lot of short.
All right, Grandpa. Jesus Christ,
So
dude.
just watch TikTok. You guys.
The Chinese are following us.
Everybody watch a TikTok. TikTok is like number one is everything.
Guys, yeah, follow us on TikTok. Look, we're going to blow this show up this year. We're going to try to get some fighters on here, so please tag fighters. You know what might be helpful? Tag the fighters you want on this show, and maybe we do a section just for the algorithm where we just roast the fighters so they see the clips of us making fun of them.
And it's going to be Gilbert, not me.
You guys write the jokes,
gonna
I'll
roast
say it.
Yeah.
Hey, Francis Ngannou, you Panther.
Yeah, dude. I love you so much. I love you so much.
David, do you have a message for the fans out there?
Make sure you guys like, comment, and
you.
subscribe, and share this with at least one friend because as this channel continues to grow, we get happier, and none of us have been paid.
No,
so please,
we're losing money.
We are losing money every fucking day.
It's a dying company.
Yeah, it's a dying company right
We're
now.
bleeding.
We started at this company called Vine. Maybe you've heard of it.
6-second video.
Yeah, King Bosch left.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah,
losing
we
money.
bought it for $12 yesterday. So.
All right, guys, that is our show. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you like. I think every week we get more likes on the video.
Appreciate
we're at
you guys.
200. Let's get it to 300 this week.
Wow.
We love you guys. Peace.